Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interesting episode of your favorite online program, The Fathers Experience. It's on this platform that fathers get to share their experiences. This is the platform where fathers that have experience for 5, 10, 15, 25, 100 years come and share their experience. A lot of people drop their comments. We learn from them. They send us messages. We read it out. We share experience. This platform is all about experience. Don't forget, my name is Babajide Adenuga, also known as comedian Don Witty. This program is coming to you courtesy Amen Entertainment and Swag Media Production. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do every week. We drop a topic or a comment, or we drop an episode every week to address something that affects fathers generally, whether new, old, brand new, Tia Robert, Tokumbo, or UK youth fathers, whether sugar daddy, sugar mommy, sugar fathers, salt fathers, chocolate fathers, all types of fathers. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you for everyone that has been joining us from the very beginning of this program up till now. If this is your first time of joining us, don't forget, like and subscribe to this channel. Drop your comments. If you have questions or contributions, you can drop them as comments under these videos. We will attend to them. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have our contact displaying on your screen. Don't forget, you can give us a phone call. You can drop messages for us on all our social media platforms. And of course, you can send us email messages. We'll definitely attend to them. You know how we do now. Once we come to you, we'll bring you trending gist, topic of the day, question for the week, and of course, every week we always announce our winners, who our winner is, and you go home with something special. We'll be right back with the trending gist for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one trending gist for this week is a tweet from a Rotarian. One of the Rotary members just tweeted something, and he said, if you have been struggling as a man and money is not coming, go and get married. You shocked, Abi? I was also shocked too. But he went ahead to drop a Bible verse that says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor in the sight of God. It made us to understand that some women possess the keys, to everlasting breakthrough. So once you marry such women, you collect the key from them. I don't know if that's what it means. So you collect the key from them and you'll be able to enter into the everlasting breakthrough. But ladies and gentlemen, this tweet from a Rotarian that got a lot of controversies on internet says that if you've been struggling for a very long time and money is not coming, what next thing you should do is to go and marry. And people are asking questions, what if you now marry and then things now get worse than before? Because a lot of people say some of the keys that you are saying now, that some women possess some keys. Is there some Yahoo boys have collected it way back before the girls got married? So their husbands are left stranded now. All right. Okocha is one of the most electrifying players in football history. This is coming from FIFA. The World Football Body, FIFA, made this clear just recently when Okocha celebrated his birthday, and they compared Okocha to Ronaldinho. He said Okocha is the Ronaldinho of Africa. That is one of the most electrifying players to ever come out of Africa. In fact, they said Okocha is so good, they had to name him 2 times, JJ Okocha. So it's on this show we are saying happy birthday to Okocha, another fabulous father out there. Maybe one of these days we'll be able to bring Okocha into our studios to interview him and let him talk to us about how he has been. It's a different thing for you to be a player on the field than a player in the house. So one would like to even interview Okocha one of these days. So if you have Okocha's Connect, I will talk to my editor on this and my producer. I will try and get Okocha and bring him into the studio. Let him come and tell us how he was able to do it to build his career and also build a family simultaneously. Ladies and gentlemen, another trending news got to us. This trending gist, though we want to thank God for the life of Nigerian rapper Mr. Nigaro that just survived a ghastly motor accident. In fact, this accident, when I saw the car, Ha. When I heard that Nigaro had an accident and I saw the car, it was the picture of the car I first saw. I was really scared that I hope this man survived this. Though he sustained some injuries, but they were minor injuries, they were not major injuries that could leave him bedridden or handicapped forever. But so we want to thank God on behalf of Mr. Raw. We want to say congratulations. But now, there's one thing in Nigeria. Once you win anything or you get anything, especially if you buy a brand new car, they will tell you you wash it for us. So if you get a good job, they say you wash it for us. So now if you survive accident, now I don't know if I'm to tell Mr. Nigaro that you wash it for us. So, but we are saying very big thank you to God Almighty on behalf of Mr. Nigaro, that we didn't lose him this year. It would have been bad. We thank God for that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtains on the segment of the trending gist. We'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you the topic of the day and we'll discuss for a few minutes before we throw our question of the day and make it a wrap. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen, from that very short break. Don't forget, we have spaces for you to advertise your product. All these breaks we are going on, you can always use it to advertise your product. If you have products and services you would like us to advertise, if any of your product or services rhymes with what we are doing, we have large followership that you can place your adverts on and then gets to reach your customers. Trust me, don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, today, this week, the topic we are going to be talking about is how to prepare for the arrival of your baby. What are those things you need to do before your baby arrives? Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly we'll be running through them one after the other. And don't forget, if you also have one particular thing you did while you were preparing for the arrival of your baby, always drop them in the comments below. We'll always read them out. Drop them as a comment under this post. We'll read them out and relate with them so that everybody can learn. Like we said, this is Father's Experience. Share your experience with us like we also share our experience with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first step, the very first thing to do when you're expecting the arrival of your baby or while awaiting the arrival of your baby is prayer. Oh, please, prayer. I'll be sharing my own experience anyways. I'll be telling you things I did while expecting my baby. The first thing I did was prayer. I prayed a lot. Like I used to tell people, prayer does not have overdose. It does not have duration. If it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 hours, if it's 13 days prayer, you can do anyhow. You can talk to your God. You need to pray. You need to pray for the safe arrival of your baby. You need to pray for good health for your wife. You need to pray for safe delivery. You need to pray for the future of your unborn children. So if you can start to secure them now. I don't know what you believe in. I believe in prayer, and prayer has always worked for me, and I always keep praying for my children, for my children's children, for my children's children. So please, ladies and gentlemen, prayer is highly important. And of course, the second thing I did was to make more plans for money. Money. Kudi, ego, owo. Money is very important. What is the meaning of father if it's not finance? I think you are following me, Abi. For you to be a father, you must be financially responsible, So one of the things I did while my wife was pregnant was I have other businesses I do apart from MC and comedy. I put in place some things. I bought and sold Bitcoin. I invested in so many other things. Anyway, they were not things that took away my time, but they were things I just invested in so that I could have extra source of income. Ladies and gentlemen, daddies out there, please share your experience with us. Let us know, how do you always make available extra money for the family? Let us know. Share with us. Let us know how you make available money for your family. But it's very important, once you are expecting a new baby, make sure you have access to money, make sure you have access to funds So please, it's very important. The third thing I did was to prepare psychologically. What did I say? Prepare psychologically. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very serious. This is real. Like, I will share this experience with you. I was with a group of friends one time, married friends, and there was this guy in our midst that said he doesn't like the cry of babies, that he doesn't like having children around, like, not like having children around, but he doesn't like when babies are crying near him. And I'm like, you're married, you're expecting a baby anytime soon, and you have not yet gotten yourself used to hearing cries of babies. You see, these are some of the things that catch some people unaware. But you need to prepare yourself psychologically to be a father. If you are not yet used to sacrificing unnecessarily, you know that as a father you must learn how to sacrifice unnecessarily. You sacrifice your sleep, you sacrifice your food, you sacrifice your comfort on so many occasions. So you must prepare yourself psychologically, get used to being a sacrificial lamb for the family. So I prepare myself psychologically to start. Let me tell you one of the practical things I did while preparing myself psychologically. I went to buy chicken, day-old chicks. I bought them, I started rearing them. You know, because I'm this kind of person like that. I have very short attention span. But trust me, when you are with a baby, you want to give your attention to that baby. So I looked at it that, okay, raising a baby is like when you are caring for something that is growing from day 1 to 6 months to 1 year. So I went to buy day-old chicks. I started rearing them. I was giving them attention. I always, go back and check if they are okay. Anytime I leave the house, like I'm going for 2-3 days, I'll make phone calls to someone to help me check on them. All these things were just to prepare me psychologically, because I know I was expecting a baby, and once the time comes, trust me, it's the same attitude that you use to bring up anything. It's the same attitude you use to bring up your child. If you are the nonchalant type that you just go out 3 days, 4 days, you don't call to check on your wife and your children, trust me, you want to adjust your psychology. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing, the fourth thing I did, and I will always advise people to do, is to always be there for your partner, for your wife. You must be there. You must communicate with her. You must reason with her. You must make sure you come down to her level. Trust me, it's not easy to deal or handle a pregnant woman. I'm telling you, it's not easy. You see, pregnant women, they are like, how will I describe them? A pregnant woman is like a visitor. I'm telling you. She is new today. Tomorrow, when you see her, it's not the eye you saw yesterday that you see the next day. Something will have changed. You know, while my wife was pregnant, there were particular times she would just be craving for, Gary water. It's not Gary water. On some days, she'll be craving for Gary water. On another day, she will see Gary water. She'll be like, take this thing away from me. And I'm like, but you used to crave for these things. So, but I had to come down to her level. Anything she said she wanted, I always try to make sure I made it available for her if it's within my reach. Because there are sometimes some women can wake you up by 2 in the midnight and tell you, I want to eat cow leg. Or they will tell you, I want to eat white fowl. And you will be wondering, is it that you want to do sacrifice or what? Do you understand? But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have time for your partner. Communicate more with them. Try to understand what they are going through psychologically, what they are going through emotionally, what kind of pains they are going through. Because pregnant women go through lots of pains. Whether it's at the abdomen, the chest, the waist, the this, the that. And as a romantic father that you are, you always try to make sure you help her to, massage all those places that she's experiencing pain. All right, another step you want to do is to get tips or lessons from experienced fathers. Trust me, you're not the first father, you're not going to be the last. You're not the first parent, and you're not going to be the last. So, as you are planning for the arrival of your baby, you want to ask people that have been there before you, how did you do this? How did you do that? I understand no two parenting styles are the same, or no two parenting experiences are the same, but nevertheless, they say experience is the best teacher. And that is why you need to stay tuned to this platform, you need to stay tuned to this channel, so that you can learn from other people's experience. You can see what some people have passed through if what you're going through is similar. All right? So what I did as at that time, I have 2 elder brothers that have married and have given birth. I had to, ask them questions at some point. What did you go through at this time? What did you do at this time? How did you do this? How did you do that? When I got the lessons or their own experience, from their own experience, I was able to quickly put in place some things, even before they happened to me. Another thing you want to do is, once your wife is already getting to 6 months pregnancy, the pregnancy is already approaching 6 months. You just want to get the hospital list, complete hospital list. Make sure you get it. It's on this list. They put all the things the mother will need for delivery, the baby items. We have 2 things on that list. Some for mother care, the other one for the baby care, and then there are some for both of them that they will use at the same time. So you want to get, once your wife is 6 months pregnant, make sure that you get this list from the hospital. And then you can begin to buy, one after the other. Because trust me, I made mention of getting funds available. Once your wife is 6 months pregnant, you can start to buy those things on that list one after the other. It's not compulsory you buy everything at once. It can be really challenging and a little bit choking, But once you start to buy them, you can let's say you have 16 items on that list. You can just split them into 4 groups. You can have them 4 like that. Then for this month, buy 4. The following month, buy another 4. The following month, buy another 4. Before the 9th month, you've bought everything on that list. Trust me. That was how I did when my wife was pregnant for our first baby. Okay, so another thing you want to do after getting the list is to start to shop for those things. Shop for essential items. Shop for food items too. Because pregnant women, they eat a lot. So you want to make sure that you stock your house with food, water, and fruit. Because when women are pregnant, whatever they take in, the baby too feeds off it. So if you give your wife or your partner good food to take in, if you make available balanced diet for her, trust me, the advantage is going to be felt on the baby too, because your baby will come out healthy and all that. So you want to make sure that you stock up your house on food items, on home essentials and other needs. The next thing you want to do is to pack hospital bag. And by this, once it's after 6 months, 7 months, once you started buying the hospital needs, make sure you start packing them in a bag, a separate bag. I call that bag emergency bag. Please, that bag is not a bag that you put your clothes when you are traveling. It's a special bag that you just put at one corner. Once you are buying the hospital needs, you'll be putting them inside. You see that special bag on the day of delivery, and especially if you've been able to buy everything on the list you got from the hospital, on the day of delivery, once your wife does, the water has broken, or it's time, in whichever case whichever category you fall under, you just pick that bag. It's not that's not the time for you to now go and start, towel 2, you now go and look for it. Cotton wool 5, you now go and look for it. No, you should have packed the bag, make it readily available, somewhere easily accessible, and then once the time comes for delivery, just pick up the bag and go. Now, another thing you want to do is to arrange for extra help. Trust me, once your wife is about 6 months, 7 months, 8 months pregnant, make sure, especially I'm talking about new parents this time around, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, make sure you have at least one extra person with you. Because you don't want to leave your wife alone in the house at any time. Maybe you are going out, you want to go to work from 7 a.m., you come back like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., and she will be alone at home for all those 12, 13, 15 hours. It's not good. Anything can happen in between. Make sure you arrange for extra help. This is when you want to call grandma to come around, or you want to call your sisters, aunties, sons, uncles, aunties, daughter, depending on whichever one you have available to you. Make sure you have extra help around. Now, remember that your wife is heavily pregnant. She cannot cook all those foods like before anymore. She will want to be resting a lot. And also, you too might be going to work. So we will be there to help her, to assist in certain things, to wash clothes, to run the groceries, you know, to run errands and all that. So this is the point where you want to arrange for extra help. It is very, very important. Now, another thing is to make available an emergency car. I understand it's not everybody that might have access to a car, but try to make sure you make available an emergency car. You don't need to be the owner of the car. It can be a friend's car. It can be a neighbor's car. It can be a taxi, so to say. But make sure that, should in case your wife wants to put to bed at any time, or you have emergency, you have a car. You have someone you can call that will bring a car quickly. Someone that is very close to you, that is at your reach. Not that you are staying on the island. The person's car you want to use is on the mainland. No. So make sure you have a car readily available, should in case there's an emergency, and then you can, you know, pick up from there. Now, the last thing you want to do is to make sure you get the contacts of every, I want to say this very so that you can understand. Make sure you get the contacts of every essential person or official. Now, I'm going to break this down. Who are the essential person? As far as expecting your baby is concerned, the essential persons are, and I list: 1, driver, assuming you don't have your own car. Maybe you are getting someone's car or a taxi or something. Get the number of the driver of the car, or a taxi man, or whoever is going to operate the car that we shall convey your wife from house to hospital, should in case it comes that way. Make sure you get the number. Now, the next person you want to get the number is the hospital nurse or matron or midwife. I don't know. You know, since your wife will be attending antenatal, she should have made contact with the hospital staff. So you want to make sure that she gets at least one person's phone number. Now, another person, you get the doctor's phone number. Nurse is different, or doctor is different. Make sure you get a doctor's phone number. When your wife goes for antenatal, she also meets several doctors. Among these doctors, she will have known which one understands her the most. So make sure you get one doctor's phone number. So another number you want to get is the gynecologist. It's very, very important. These are people that have been attending to your wife while she was attending antenatal and you know, getting ready to give birth. These are people that have studied her from day one up to the last minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you, and not to convince you, or I've been able to tell you some of the ways you can prepare for the arrival of your baby. Don't forget, daddies and mommies out there, if there are special things you did while you were awaiting the arrival of your baby, please drop them as comment on this video so that everyone can learn from them. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. The question for this week: how many bones are babies born with? How many bones are babies born with? If you have the answer, the correct answer, don't forget, drop it as a comment, or you can send it to the email address that is scrolling on your screen right about now, and you can be our lucky winner, and we'll announce you and get in touch with you so that you can receive your gift. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtain on this episode of the Father's Experience. Don't forget, this program was brought to you by Amen Entertainment and Swag Media Production. We have the opportunity for you, if you want to sponsor any segments on this program, and if you also want to advertise your product and services, our door is widely open. My name is Babajide Adenuga, also known as Don Witty. Till I come your way again in another episode, stay tuned to this channel. Thank you.